Hey, Makina. How you doing? That's good. I'm doing alright. I was gonna be on like an hour ago. Actually, 2 hours ago. But all of a sudden our internet just went out. No reason. Just said, not gonna happen anymore. Died. It's like, well, damn. Thanks, guys. Yeah. The only awkward part was I was working on website stuff when it went out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go stream and get my repairs done. So, I went to go save the work I was doing. All of a sudden, internet went out. And it's like, wow. Damn. And then when it finally came back on, it's like, ah, look. The work I did was corrupted. Time to try to do revision. One of my new ultrasonic cleaners is supposed to come in tomorrow, along with a new engraving tool, or not engraving tool, it's the mini Dremels that I was using for going through the layers on the PCB. That's not really a grinder, but yeah, grinder. That's what I was using it for anyway, was when I had to do solder mask. Using it to cover the full entire thing and then shave away the small little piece that I needed. So 10 minutes ago, someone called my company phone outside business hours. Okay, that was interesting. I'm trying to find a way to actually clean these fans using an ultrasonic cleaner. What I want to try is I want to try making it so that way I can put this in the same solution I would put a motherboard in, right? And then somehow I've just got to get back inside of this piece to put grease. But it doesn't look like these are designed in any way, shape, or form to be open. Which is kind of a bummer. So maybe maybe when I get a 3D printer, I'll 3D print a mechanism to literally just hold these. So that way they don't drop into the water, so that everything like up to this little black line on it, right there, goes in the ultrasonic cleaner, so everything right before the electronics part goes in. And then the ultrasonic cleaner cleans all the dust out, let it dry, back into the machines they go. Because they're not always this thin fluffy dust. And sometimes it's one of those things where it's like, you should probably replace this fan. But telling a customer that's going to cost them 15 or 20 bucks to replace the fan on top of the work, they're just going to go, it's okay, I don't need to replace the fan. It's like, you really should replace the fan. It's not quite dead yet, but it's something you should really think about replacing. It's only like an additional 15, 20 bucks. They're like, nah, it's okay, I don't want to. It's like, okay. Just keep in mind, if you bring it back in later, I'm charging you for a new repair. That's why I try to let people know when I'm doing the repairs, is if I tell you that there's something additional that needs to be repaired, you should let me do it at the time I tell you. Because if I'm telling you that, and I'm telling you it's an additional $25, that's because I'm already working on your thing. It's going to cost you that much more. However, if I... Hey, 8-Bit. However, if I have to turn around and do it again, open the thing up again to do it, you're going to get charged a lot more money. What you up to today, 8-Bit? Yeah, that's why I tell them, but gotta figure out a way to have it written out, in plain English for them that a customer would understand. That weird English where we assume it was already English beforehand, but apparently they speak a different English because they're not a technician. Aw, the police are missing another person. Holy shit. What's next? You want me to work on a Yeti microphone? I've got a handful of them, I could. What'd the Game Boy Pocket need? Oh, nice. I actually had a customer call me today asking if I repair the Yeti microphones. And I let him know that I do not. Primarily because I don't even think I could get parts for those. Plus, they're so cheap anyway. They're like, what, 150 bucks, 200 bucks at that? What would I even charge them? If I tell them 80 bucks, it's like, I could get a brand new one for 150. It's like, yeah, you can. But this is 80 bucks. I'll figure it out with my own stuff and then do the logistic stuff later. You know, that's like these Game Gear capacitor kits that I got from Retro 6. He seems to like to replace the electrolytic capacitors that are in the Game Gear with these ceramic ones. I've done a couple with these kits, and they work pretty well. I don't see any issues, but I was talking to someone else today, and I asked them if they think I should replace the capacitors in products, you know, the electrolytic capacitors, with polymer capacitors. Because I will admit, I do not know enough about like capacitors and resistors and stuff to know what is better, what is worse. But I have been getting told that polymer capacitors are better than electrolytic. And he's like, you know, to be honest, I would just stick with electrolytic. Those motherboards are designed to work with them, both the pros and the cons. And it's like, that makes a lot of sense. So, I'm working on the logistics of making my own capacitor kits using high quality capacitors. And I found out that one of my wholesalers actually has capacitor kits. And if I buy a low quantity, it's cheaper for me to get it wholesale. However, if I start buying them in the thousands quantity, I can get them for about half of my wholesale price. So it's that kind of awkward thing where it's like, which way do I go? Which way do I want to go? I was going to launch my website for my repairs in February, but I think I'm going to delay that because I just have too much stuff going on right now for me to actually rebuild my website. So I think I'm just going to use the Repair Shopper custom widget maker and make a widget page. So that way it's like, hey, you want to do a repair? Here you go. What kind of repair is it? And it'll literally just go down the line like, is this a video game console, a game, or an accessory? And then you'll click on the thing telling you, or it'll say other, and you'll click on the thing for like video game consoles. Well, it'll say game console accessory or other, and then when you click on them, game console accessory will drop down with Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, or sorry, it'll say PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, and then there'll be another one for other. I'm debating to do other or do the others, because I could repair pretty much everything from pre-Atari to new consoles. So I want to do PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, Atari, Sega, Intellivision, ColecoVision, Panasonic 3DO, CDI, TurboGrafx, and go down the line. But I don't know if it would be too many options for a customer to go through online or not. You know, is having the additional stuff there actually going to be worthwhile to the customer? Or is it just too much for them and it's better on my end? You know, because like then it'll drop down to the specific things, like, you know, PlayStation will drop down to PlayStation, PSX, the Japanese one, PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5, along with PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation Portable Go. Actually, no, PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita. Then when you select which console you're doing it for, there will be additional options where it's, is this a PlayStation or PS1, PlayStation 2, PS2 Slim, PS3, PS3 Slim, PS3 Super Slim, you know, so on and so forth. And then after that, there'll be two more things where it will ask you on the same page if you know the model number and what color it is. And then after that, it'll turn around and ask you for the serial number and what the problem is. But I don't know if that's too many options and too many steps for customers. You know, I'm designing it in a way, I want to design it in a way where it saves my rear in case they try anything on me, but also makes it stupid simple that even the most basic moron out there could follow the steps and fill out a repair form. You know, because I thought my basic repair form was simple enough, but then I had people leaving out the serial number. People would leave out what it was and leave only a serial number. And I would go look for this repair, and I'm like, I have no clue what this is. And I have to call the customer up and be like, hey, you dropped off a repair. I see a serial number here. You're telling me it does not display on screen. Can you tell me what you dropped off? And they're like, well, I am not amazed anymore. I am doing that's why I'm trying to be like every simple way I can think of to make it so that way you can't have an issue filling out my repair forms. You know, because I don't want to do what Booter does, where it's like, oh, message me what you're doing, what you have and what you're doing. And I don't want it to be like East Starland, where you have to actually go look for what you're needing repaired. You know, I would rather have the options out and be like, this is what I can do if you're having any of these issues. If you don't see your issue here, tell me, and I will be more than happy to try to figure it out for you. Just keep in mind it might take longer than normal. But it's that awkward in between where I've got enough work as is that I really don't need any more online work. but I also want to clean up my process on it too, because there's just so much that could go wrong in my current process that I don't think there's enough protection on my side. You know, I think I put all the protection in the customer side and not enough on mine. So it makes it a little bit more complicated on my end, which is annoying as all hell. And I want to start getting into the Game Boy upgrades because, like I've said in the past, I'm sick and tired of seeing all these eBay groups pop up that can't do their jobs worth a damn, and I'm having to fix them. I'd rather just do it myself from the beginning. So there's just a million and one things I want to get done, and I don't have the time nor the money to get them done in a timely manner. But I can't keep waiting to be able to do them. You know what I mean? That's like this. I just did this, and I completely forgot to prep another HDMI port. You know, I'm also trying to get back into programming because I am sick and tired of all the point of sales out there, and I want to make my own that has all the stuff that I want in it. You know? I'm also going to be replacing this computer here soon, so or hopefully soon. I've got a crap load of parts I need to order, so I'm kind of hoping that I can replace the computer, but the computer is the last on my list since it still technically works. Point of sale software support. Oh yeah? For what point of sale? Is is there like a specific point of sale that you work for 8-bit, or what do you do? Is it like you try to connect people with a point of sale that'll work with them, or what do you mean when you say software support? NCR. Oof. You enjoying it? I've looked at a lot of these point of sales like Alice POS that utilizes price charting and some of these other point of sales, and they're all cool, but they leave out like major components that I want done. Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. So years ago, I had originally started writing myself a point of sale in a Visual Studio because I was learning how to use Visual Studio at the time, and I stopped because I got someone made a comment to me about, well, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? There's already point of sales out there. Just use one of those. And it's like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I want to take this from a fucking stone slab of a wheel to a hovercraft wheel. Like, I don't think me writing my stuff from scratch is really reinventing it as much as kind of a necessity for you to be able to get something that intricate, done. So I, of course, got disencouraged and stopped what I was doing. And now, 10, 15 years later, it's like, yeah, you know what? It's been 15 fucking years, and not a single one of these businesses has bothered to make something that is even equivalent to what I had drawn out. Like, what the hell, guys? Everyone's so much smarter than me, yet none of them can make anything worthwhile. So, now with the cost of everything going up, and it's like, you know what? I need a little bit more income to utilize. So why don't I just utilize the additional income for software and develop a software that can actually be used? Because I'm pretty sure I can turn around and get enough support from other game stores that aren't near me to turn around and be like, hey, here you go. Let me know what you think. Let me know what needs to be changed. And utilize it to get it going. But there's just so much I gotta get done. Not enough time. I need more time. Quick, someone find a way to get me more time. If I could put time in a bottle. There we go. Okay, looks like all those pins are good. Oh, by the way, just so that way you guys understand why it's always so shaky, this is literally what I have to do. I have to pick it up out of its base because this thing is so broken that it's not even doing it anymore. Which is why I keep complaining and saying I need to buy the articulating arm and just might as well do a new scope. Damn, Makina. I mean, if those drugs will make it feel like time is crawling, but I feel like I'm going super fast, like the Flash or something, maybe I should take some. What you got? Pinkies? Quaaludes? Sparkies? We're just gonna go down the list of legal drugs that are used in Hollywood movies and make me sound like an idiot. I forget who the guy was. I think it's John Cena. I gotta find this movie because I saw this clip where he plays a drug dealer in this movie. And, like, these two chicks go up to him. And, like, he's supposed to be, like, this heavy-duty, big-time drug dealer. And he's like, yeah, I got all the things you need. I got Quaaludes, I got Pinkies, I got Sparkies, I've got uppers, downers, I've got, and he goes down, like, this full list of, like, drugs that you hear in every Hollywood movie. And then he goes, hell, even if you're not needing anything serious, you got a migraine, I got some aspirin, I got some Tylenol, I got ibuprofen. You having period cramps? It's okay, I got Midol. It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but if I had a drug dealer like that pops up, just giant ass briefcase with all these heavy duty illegal drugs, and then just like flips open the cap and it's like, if you don't need any of that, I got the, regular pharmaceutical shit too. Like, here you go. I gotta find out what movie it is because I kind of want to watch the movie just for that one scene. Yeah. If I find out what it is, I'll tell you guys. Because it, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take 30 seconds to find out. I'm already way far behind schedule. Why not put myself a little bit further behind? What movie does John Cena play a drug dealer? Come on. I hate this sometimes. John Cena plays a drug dealer in the 2015 comedy movie Sisters. Okay, so apparently some movie called Sisters. Oh. Thank you, Makina.
Holy mother. That's right. It's my best friend, my prom, right? This is for Susan. It sure is. Oh, Susan, thank you so much for bringing your eyes here. Your drugs here. Is your name Simone? I saw a documentary once. I will handle this. We are looking for two gadgets. What you want? I got ketamine, meth, MDMA, Adderall, Global Dragonfly, heroin, coke, crack, codeine, oxys, perps, spikes, PCP, LSD, Divided, mescaline, mushrooms, bath salts, cortisone, Tramadol. I got Molly, I got Sister Sandra, I got Big Frank, I got birth control, I got Plan B, I got that morphine from China they took off the market. Shit'll make you get hard. Oh, big salt, shit'll find you good. Mention there's some cane. Supposed to be a spring if you want to say you got gorillas, but for humans it just makes them violent masturbate. Did I say crack? Because I got more of that too. I got some ibuprofen, aspirin, I got Flintstone gummies if you want. We don't need any of that. We're just gonna take some low level ladies good pot. You know, the kind of season at the Zachary Hustler's. Something you smoke at like a Bangles concert. I didn't drive my ass across town since the mom's fucking dirty, huh? Y'all know about some cocktail. Sorry, this isn't even a gang lady. This is Clyde 10 species design. This is like 70% Molly, 20% Adderall, and some. You know what? We seem like a pro, so we'll just take a little weed and just a skosh of cocktail. Oh, no, so much. I'll take this up with you. I got you. I'll take this. Y'all mind if I hang out with you? No. Please, don't. Stop.
Yeah. Flintstone gummies. Yeah? Oh, are you talking about Peacemaker? 8-bit? Yeah, I want to watch that just for the fun of it. You know, it's not Deadpool level funny, and it's not like 80s and 90s video game comic funny, but I've heard it's that John Cena funny where it's like you could tell that they've tried to force these jokes in, but for some stupid reason, the way he uh, does them just makes it all better. And it's like, yeah, okay, you know what? That shit really wasn't funny, but you know what? You made it funny. That's funny. You know what? There are times I hate dealing with liquid metal. This is one of those times. I kind of want like a automatic sucker, like a solder sucker or something, but for liquid metal. So you could just pull it together, pops it in, and then stores it in the container. And then you could just put it in like one of these syringes and reuse it. Because you don't really need to toss liquid metal or anything like that. It's pretty usable as long as you don't get heavy oxidization in it. I should probably also get some liquid metal Q-tips instead of using regular Q-tips. Found out there actually is a slight difference on how they work. I know you can. I just think it'd be so much more fun to have it like automated, you know, or electrical or something. Make it that scotch fancy. You can see all I do when I'm not in a hurry, which I really gotta stop being in a hurry. See? Syringe. Yeah, you could do that, I would rather not. We're not gonna start a liquid metal challenge either. No pouring liquid metal on your head, okay? Okay, and then we take a little bit of deoxit. That's too much deoxit. Whatever. Do I have a liquid metal? Tip on me. I do. Boom. Nice even coating of liquid metal. We can now set this to the side. Temporarily while we prep this part. I really need more space. Hey, so did I ever play you guys a radio ad that my family's store did uh, a while back for Valentine's Day that I've been wanting to re-air on the radio? Yeah, we had a radio ad that we put out for Valentine's Day a few years back, and I've been wanting to get it put back on the radio because it actually pulled in quite a few customers. Well, I mean, it's a radio ad, so you would have heard it, but whatever. You guys want to hear it? It's pretty funny, but it's also risky or risque ad. we go. Plenty of liquid metal. Actually, we're going to take a scotch of that back. Okay. Just keep in mind, it is my kind of humor. So brace yourself. You know, I had to reread that just because when I read that, like, the first 2 times, it's like, wait, you make jokes about me drugging you and take advantage of you? Dude, that's not cool. But then I realized what you were saying. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Alright, we're gonna see if this works this way.
Hey ladies, I want to let you in on a little secret. It took me a while to figure out what to get my guy. After all, what do you get a guy that can go all night long and is so good with his hands? I'm talking about a guy that knows how to push all of my buttons and can really work a trigger. I'm talking about a real plug-and-play kind of guy. Whew. Is it getting hot in here, or is it me? If you have a man in your life that can drive you crazy while he scores at will, shop for him at Video Game Depot. Video Game Depot has everything from current and retro game platforms to most of the games ever created. Video Game Depot is located at 2610 Spinard Road. Ladies, give him what he really wants. 50 Shades of Game.
Is the safe word Video Game?
Video Game Depot, 2610 Spinard Road. Hadouken!
By the way, neither of the people who recorded that for us could look me or my dad straight in the face for like 5 months after recording it. Thank you. We let it air for like a month before Valentine's Day. So we let it air January. We aired it through February. And we let it air through March. And yeah, you could definitely tell who heard the ad because it was a lot of these. A lot of them were, a good portion of them were women that would come in and they would be shopping. And it's like, oh, how'd you find out about us? And then they would start blushing and stumbling on their own words. And I'm like, oh, did you hear a radio ad by chance? And they're like, yes, radio. That was, well, yeah. Because not only did we play that one, but we played a regular ad alongside it. Because we were joking with the radio station. And the DJ who voiced it, the guy who says Hadouken, he thought it would be funny as all hell to make fun of the fact that 50 Shades of Grey was coming out and do this for us. So we looked over the script, we thought it was funny, and we're like, sure, but you gotta get someone who's like got that really, you know, sex noise voice to them. And he's like, oh no, I know who's gonna voice it, and she's already agreed to do the ad for you guys, and I have not told her what is in it. It's like, oh god, you're gonna get us murdered, dude. And yeah, no, she thought it was funny as hell. She loved recording it, but for like several months afterwards, she couldn't look me or my dad in the eyes. To this day, it's still my favorite radio ad that we've done. I want to re-air it. I think it would be great. But I gotta make sure that I line up the ads correctly so that way I can get Christmas done. And right as Christmas finishes, like December 27th, 28th, get this one rolling so that way it's rolling just at the end of December into the new year throughout January leading up to Valentine's Day. Yeah. I liked it. But I think I'm going to make sure I do these ads, like back-to-back kind of thing, when I get the store open back up all the way. Because once I get that done, I'm going to be pushing heavy. Because GameStop is not going to last that much longer. I hate to say it because I didn't think that they were... You know, I thought they were correcting their past mistakes, and I didn't think they were spiraling this far down. But the business reports from them sounds like they're done. It doesn't sound like there's gonna be many GameStops, if any, anytime soon. Which means it is time for all the private-owned game stores to take over that slot and start making deals with distributors that's like, hey, give me a line of credit, give me this, I'll get you, you know, this and this, and we'll do this. You know, that kind of stuff. Because all the companies that used to protect the stores are gone. Like, Ingram was one of the largest and oldest distributors of physical media, and they shut down a couple years ago because people stopped buying physical media. But they were really cool about it. Essentially, if you bought the game from them, and say Microsoft puts it on sale within like, so say you bought the game, and I think it was a 6-month period. If that 6-month period they put it on sale, Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo or any publisher, you could actually tell Ingram, hey, I still have some of those games and I bought them from you at the full retail price. And they would credit your account with the difference. So say you paid $50 for a $60 game and they dropped it down to a $40 game within 6 months, they would just give you the $30 difference back onto your account towards your next purchase. So it's not like they were losing out money too much, but they weren't also gaining money. So, you know, but it was one of those guarantees where it's like, hey, you know, yeah, you kind of got botched on this. To be fair, you shouldn't have had this for that long anyway. Do better in advertising, I guess. But, you know, we got you. Here's what we're going to do. Buy some more new releases with this little extra money you got and, you know, balance your books. But now there are no distributors like that. They're like, all of them are like, nah, dude, if you had it for that long, dude, you already lost the money on it. Just mark it down. And it's like, well, I can't really do pre-orders if I just have to mark it down in a few months because I had it for too long. You know, what if I'm constantly buying this pre-order from you because I'm selling out? And then it goes down in price, and they're like, well, you know, you can write it off in taxes. And it's like, yeah, tax write-offs are cool, but that does not help me now, because that's a price drop. Kind of got burned on that. You know, used games is at least one of those things where you're only paying 20 to 40% of the game itself on cash trades. So, you know, $20 game you pay $2 to $4 for. So, if it drops down to a $15 or a $10 game, you lose some money, but you're not burned. Whereas of a new release, it's like $55. $50 to $55 for a new release title, that's $60. So if that drops down to a $40 game, you're losing quite a bit of money. Especially when you have to multiply that $10 to $20 loss times 30 products. But something's got to happen, because the moment GameStop goes completely belly up, there's going to be a power void, and whoever is the next big company is going to have to take over. So if enough private-owned companies can use that power void to bridge the gap before someone else takes over, then, you know, hey, that'd be great. With all the people that are like, oh, I would rather support local and private-owned businesses over the big corporations. There's surprisingly few amount of people that actually do that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry, guys. You come to my channel for repairs and rambling. And of course, I wind up rambling more than I repair. Oh yeah. You know, I had customers that were shopping with us during one of our sales. And I'm like, oh my god, I haven't seen you guys in so long, you know, how you doing? And they're like, oh yeah, we're doing good, you know. We love supporting your store, you know, we love coming in and, you know, shopping with you guys. And it's like, yeah, no, it's really great seeing you. And it's like, dude, I haven't seen these guys in like 6 or 8 months. Like, what the hell? How can you love supporting us if, I haven't seen you in that long, man? That's not support, that's showing up because I had a sale. And as much as I love any customer support, I just hate this daydream that people are in where they're like, oh yeah, I love supporting the store, and it's like they shop there once or twice a year. And it's almost always when something's on, you know, discounted, not when it's actually available. It's like when I get customers complaining that a brand new game that I have on the shelf is $60. And it's like, well, yeah, it's a new release. There's $60 everywhere. Well, you know, shouldn't you guys be cheaper? It's like, what? Why would I mark a brand new $60 game cheaper? If anything, it should be the opposite. Like, I should be marking it more expensive because it's costing me quite a bit of money to have it on the shelf. I just gotta find the balance where it's like enough of a balance that I can not care about what they say and just let it go. And also enough of a balance where it's like, yeah, no, making enough money that the store is doing good, I really don't care if you shop with me every day or if you shop with me once a year. But at the same time, not lose that, hey, all my customers are important to me. I want to make sure that you're coming in here buying stuff because you want to, not because it's on sale. You know, that weird in between where it's not about the money, but it's also about the money. Because everything's about the money, honey. Where did I put this? One of these days, I will become rich. Or at least have enough money that I don't have to sweat every single second of every single day. Oh my god, is it gonna be okay? Ah. Alright, let's see if I can actually do repairs. Or if I'm a fraud, like some people like to claim I am. Is Yeti a scam? I'll leave that up to you guys. Would probably help if I remember all the screws, right? Not that this screw is majorly important, but... still shouldn't leave it out. We still have power. Hey, there we go, we have video now. Damn, this one got damaged. But we don't have audio. Wiggle test? She wiggled just fine. See, this is the only thing I dislike about when customers goof with the settings. Is I have to wonder, did I goof up this repair or did the customer mess up the settings? I'm hoping that this one was the customer messed with the settings. Because I, of course, did not test it before putting it back together. Thank you, Makina. Okay, micro USB to USB-C. Plug into the black controller. I have no audio. This is not good. Sound. No. So it looks like I should have audio. Oh, nope. artifacting. HDMI was not seated properly. What the fuck? I didn't see any of those pins moved. Did any of you see the pins move? Well, looks like we're gonna do a little bit of flux and reflow of the HDMI port. Which is annoying. But this is why we check our work. This is why I should check the work before putting it back together. I mean, I don't think the port is flexy. Especially since it's also artifacting. I tell you what, we're gonna try the flexi port first, so spray some rubbing alcohol in there. Okay, that should be more than enough. And then we're also gonna hit it with some deoxit. Okay, let's see if you guys are right. Please have been a flexi port. Nope. And now we have flickering. Alright, I'm gonna try reflowing the port. I gotta keep reminding myself, test the console before you work on it, and test the console before you put it back together. You know, it's that before. The before part is what makes it difficult. Alright, so let's get this one figured out so I can go to bed. At least we can see the liquid metal stayed pretty good. Okay. We're just gonna try a basic reflow on this. So. Check again the pins. Okay, yeah. I see absolutely nothing wrong with those pins. So if this doesn't work, then we have two options. It's either the port itself, and I have a defective port out of 50 ports so far. Or it's the HDMI retimer. But considering it booted and it actually displayed on screen, I don't think it's the encoder or retimer or whatever the hell this chip is. I can never keep track if it's supposed to be an encoder, an retimer, or what. I think retimers are Xbox and encoders are PlayStation. I think it's the same bloody chip, just they have to have their own differences. Okay. Yeah, I still don't know what the difference is. Oh, we have audio. I see no artifacting. Alright, wiggle test. Okay, so apparently one of those pins on the first run was not connected properly. See, one of these days I will become smart enough to know what each individual chip is, so that way I can better repair stuff. That would be the only reason for me to gain knowledge, because I do believe knowledge is power, but I'm going to use that power to literally just be better at what I do. Thank you, Makina. I appreciate the kindness and support. So I'm thinking of replacing my laptop with a mini PC. You know, one of those stupid square things. Because I can get one off of Amazon for like $200. That should be enough to record and stream. What do you guys think? Would it be able to do the job, or? might be able to actually record at a decent bit rate. Yeah. So like this isn't the exact one, but this was one of the ones that I was looking at. You know, 3.7 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes of DDR4, 1 terabyte NVMe. I feel like that should be enough to stream on and record. Because see, here's mine, 32 gigabytes, 2.6 gigahertz. It's an i7. I installed Windows 10 Pro in 2020. You think so? Seems like it should be able to run better than this one does, at least. There was another one I was looking at where it was only like $30 more for 1 terabyte, or the 512 gigabyte was like 190 and 1 terabyte was like 220 or something. I mean, to be fair, worst case scenario, You know, what's the worst that happens? I put the $300 out for it, can't get it to work right, send it back to Amazon and get my money back. Heck, there's a bunch of these. Anyway. Hello, Mr. Dilema. Minis Forum. I could get off of AliExpress for $500. NAB 8 plus. NAB 8 plus. Jeez, those guys are expensive. It's $335 for just the computer. Not even any RAM or hard drive. I can't afford something like that. If I want 32 gigabytes in a 1 terabyte hard drive, it's $535. Hi, boys. You know what to do. Tip me a new streaming PC. No, not donate. Tip. Donate goes to Extra Life. Maybe I'll change the commands. Interesting. It's okay. If people donate to Extra Life, it at least goes to a good cause. Help me save the kids. One video game at a time. No, Ace. I am not. And how the hell are you? I'm the worst technician who ever lived. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This is my Wi-Fi. Why are you gonna run away, Ace? You scared of Makina? After all these years, he finally getting to you? Alright, guys. I'm going to bed anyway, so hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for attending my stream. Yeah. Go to bed. Good night. Sleep well. I don't mind witches.